Hello, welcome. I'm going to look at 3 Tomy Art Sets from the late 1970s. This first one is Mighty Men and Monster Maker. So you can see on the cover they kind of have monster hands here. And it's pretty self-explanatory. You have 3 types of plates, a lower body, an upper body, and a head. And you mix and match, put them under this little frame here, put a sheet of paper on, rub a special crayon over it, and you get the outline of this, and then you can color it in with the included colored pencils or with your own. It only comes with 6 colors. I'm not even sure if the ones pictured are what you get. I don't think so, or the ones I have maybe I mixed up and don't have the originals in here, because I don't think I had a black. So let me take it out before I show you the back of the box, just because I don't want to dump everything. They might fall out of the tray here. Again, the back basically shows you what you'll be doing if you were to buy this. And it does come with paper. I don't have the original paper anymore. I probably used it all up. And there's just some of the designs they came up with. They colored them in quite nice, of course, for the packaging. I have some examples that I just did really sloppy coloring that are just terrible, nothing like this. I don't know if maybe I'll do a little coloring in the video, but only on this set. The other sets I'll just show faster. This is really the main set in the video. There's some more designs here that might be a little blurry. But as usual, I'll have a blog entry for this with photos and scans of, mostly photos, of everything close up. You know, I want to get a better look. This one I have the documentation for. The other sets I do not. You can see on the cover here, this would be an example of one of the Mighty Men. It basically looks like kind of like Superman. So by Mighty Men, it's basically comic book superhero types. And you know, again, it just shows you how to do it. It's very basic. This is the crayon. It's held in this plastic holder. It's what's used to trace the item. It says to go over it lightly. Circular pattern. I've been having some issues where my examples, I got kind of more than I wanted, like edges of the plates. I wasn't doing it too well. And back when this was new, you could order 2 more crayons for $1. I think this is still the original crayon, so I guess they last a while, or perhaps I didn't use this a lot. There, some more designs. So the colored pencils are in here, and they just go in this holder. And I'm going to put these few I have here on the top. The one I'm going to draw, it's just a mix of few different ones. Like there's a set of 3 like basically that are meant to go together for each one, and then you can mix and match to get unique designs. And the backs of a lot of them have a pattern. Might be hard to see, but like this one's meant to look like scales, so when you're done tracing, you can leave it in here to color and then swap this in, and then you press when you color, you'll get kind of a scale pattern on the legs. This guy has pants on, so that wouldn't really work, but that's what it's intended for. So yeah, there's a few different plates. I think I might be missing a couple plates. There's 18 in all. And here's upper body plates. This is another scale pattern. There's a few different patterns. Not sure what this even is, but it's little circles. I think this one's meant to look like hair. It's like if you have a wolf man, maybe just kind of put fur on him. The head pieces are all double-sided, so there's more heads to choose from than anything. It's like a vampire-looking guy, alien, the Superman-esque guy. This guy looks a little like the X-Men Cyclops. Some kind of beast-looking guy, maybe like a Frankenstein's monster. So can have a lot of fun with this. It's, you know, for kids that want to create and then that also enjoy coloring. Plenty to do here. Let me grab a sheet of paper. The only thing is, once you start tracing, you can't move the paper, you know, to check if you missed anything, unless you know, maybe might make some marks so you can line it up exactly how you had it. Otherwise, it just, you got to get it all in one shot here. You don't want the paper to shift. So I think these lines are from the outline of like the plates. So you gotta be a little light, I guess, or just know where exactly to push the crayon down harder. Like try to avoid going where, you know, the plate boundaries are. But I don't know, I think I'm still kind of messing up. Or maybe I just drew with the crayon there. Not perfect, but still at least see him. He's breaking out at chains. I think I'm missing kind of the chain parts. In any case, you can make out what he looks like. So then you can color in here, just pull it out and color without using one of the patterns. Like the patterns, this guy probably would go good with the hair background. Whichever one that was. Maybe I already have one in this one. So what I can do, the back of this one has another body piece. Some of them have those extra parts and some have these patterns. So let me put this in here. I'm going to use my own colored pencils when they're sharper and have different colors. So if I press it down, you can see there's a hair pattern coming through, or maybe you can't see, I don't know. I don't know how well the video will pick it up, but I think it's pretty easy to spot. I'm not going to color this whole thing, just want to, you know, show you what it looks like and how it works. So then he's got hair. Let's see here, I'm posting this on Halloween. Give him some orange pants. Probably easier to not color it inside the tray. I did just for that pattern, but I could take it out now and just color normally. But just doing this really fast. The black kind of makes it harder to see the details on the boot. So I should kind of color his face as well. I think he's kind of like a Wolfman looking guy up top. And I think this bottom piece is sort of Frankenstein's monster. And then there's a windmill in the background here. I don't know what's a good color for that. Probably not green, but that's what I'm putting. Can't really even tell where the complete outline is. And there's some rocks. Just give it a light black here. I dropped one of the colors. Let's see. Just dark green. There's also got the belt. Yeah, I'm just gonna color it gray. Alright, there you go. That's pretty much how it works. So these type of toys you may have seen later too. These have come back a few times. Not necessarily from Tomy though. Okay, let me show you a couple more examples I did ahead of time, but I colored these real quick too, so they're not great. This one looks like it has wings, but again, that's it's part of the plate thing. I didn't do the tracing too well. It's like a mummy-like guy and just a demon, I guess. So I used the middle superhero type body with the cape. Let me jump to the next one, which is the one that I think is the most popular, and it's the one you may have seen more recently. Ooh, my sister's set. It's fashion plates. So this one has a copyright of 1978. And I say I think it was the most popular because Tomy also sold an add-on, which is simply called More Fashion Plates. And it had a paper doll set called Kimberly Cutouts, which was very similar in the setup, but then you could cut them out, like make a paper doll out of them. And then in 1987, there was a brand new edition of fashion plates with more, I guess, 80s fashion. So these look more old-fashioned. And then there was a newer edition. And then in the 90s, Hasbro released one called Hot Styles Fashion Plates. Now, Hasbro could have made it up, but I think it licensed it or imported it from Japan. I'm not positive. And then as recent as 5 years ago, a company called Goghs released a fashion plates toy as well as an action plates toy, which is similar to the one we just looked at. I don't know if that one was licensed, but it may have been. It may have bought the rights because that company also brought back old toys like Spirograph and Light-Bright. So these have appeared in many decades, so you may have come across them before. It's the same type of deal, but the options are a little different in that you can do, well, maybe I should explain it when I show it, but you can do, it comes with plates that are head and upper body as well as separate heads and separate upper bodies. So there's a few things kind of pre-made, I guess. And I don't have the colored pencil box, the documentation, or most of the colored pencils. It's possible my sister does. Probably mixed in somewhere with something, with another toy. But this frame is much smaller than the Monster Man. You can't really mix and match them, not within the toy, but I mean, I guess you could just put them on a table and put different heads at different things from the other set. But it works the same way. Just put a couple things in here. They also have different designs on the back. This is a floral pattern. This looks probably like more different types of flowers. I don't know what design that is, but it's something. So they're all different. There's definitely a few plates missing here as well. More designs. And another special crayon. I'm not going to do any coloring here. I'm just going to show you how it comes out. Might be easier just to go up and down, probably. This one is just much smaller. The crayon covers almost the whole thing. I can definitely see my sister being really into this. She's really into fashion, still is. I wonder if she even remembers this thing exists. And there you go, it came out pretty good. I do have a couple examples. I've squeezed on one sheet of paper here. My choice of colors is terrible. I think the lighting in the video is up and down. It depends if the sun's behind the clouds or not. Sorry about that. So I did like a tennis player and a woman in a dress, but yeah, my coloring is really iffy here in the choice of colors. I used the floral pattern. You might be able to make that out. I did these really quick. I just wanted to have some examples for you for the blog entry, and mostly. Alright, the last set is called Little Van Goghs, which is probably a play on words for like Vincent van Gogh, like your children are aspiring artists. Van Goghs, except here it's spelled G-O-E-S because the van is going. And this set doesn't come with colored pencils, it's very small. You can actually see the price tag still here. This at Service Merchandise, I don't know if you know that store, I'm sure it's long gone. It's mostly like a catalog store. I get off topic of it, but if I recall, now this has a price. Maybe you had other stuff in the store, but I want to say you walk into the store, and maybe there were different types of stores, and it was mostly catalogs. You flip through the catalog and choose what you want, and then they go in the back and get it. Maybe I'm remembering wrong, but I was really young then. And it was $4.95 discounted to $3.27. It's the same idea, just on a much smaller scale. Much more portable too. Everything's inside here. It has a slide-out tray. This one I couldn't find the copyright anywhere on the box or on the toy, so I don't know what year this one is. My guess would be 1979 or 1980. So the tray comes out. You get a bunch of different plates and another crayon. So then you can mix and match different van parts, the front, middle, and end. They're all double-sided with different parts, so no patterns for these. The only thing is if you're mixing and matching like you're supposed to, they can look a little odd, and because of the wheels, they all have different wheels. So if you're not using the matching set, they can look a little funny with the different wheels. Some are a bit smaller than others. I'll do this one as well. Yeah, see, I'm getting like stuff down here which I shouldn't be. I don't know what that is. Is that maybe there are antennas on that one? Certainly neat if you like cars, but of course they're all vans. Everything is a van. So yeah, it's a van. Got some other examples. A couple I did ahead of time. I kind of made a mess. It didn't. The word rescue was on this plate, but couldn't really see it, so I wrote it really sloppy there. It's kind of like a front end, I think, of an ambulance, a back end of a 4x4. It said 4x4 on it with the little gas can. But you can see, I think I was a little crooked on the paper, but these wheels look much smaller than these giant wheels. It looks a little ridiculous. So those didn't match so well. And this one, I did the whole van that, like, the preset van. This is all matching pieces with the flames. You know, aside from those more fashion versions, the various fashion sets Tomy made, it also made a set, another small set like this, only it was actually for making greeting cards. It was called Great Greetings, but it had the same small like tray factor or frame factor, whatever I'm trying to say. It's the same size as this, at least it looks that way. My research was basically looking at eBay and seeing what's being sold, and somebody's selling a greeting card version. So that's all three. Like I said, you can check out the blog to get a closer look at all of this. I also scanned my examples. So thanks for watching.